Alright, what is up, everybody? Welcome to the Feast, episode 79. I am Delthius. How's it going, guys? Good to see y'all. I have one more I need to throw in here real quickly. Good to see y'all. I didn't realize it's been so long since I put out my last show. Come on, download. Gonna get that James match in here. Boom. We're going to be doing some betting too, so if you guys want to throw down some wolf coins, that should be underway here shortly. Let me grab that. Almost done. Almost done. Alright. Alright. Cool. How are my levels? Levels look pretty good. Maybe the game's a tad bit too loud, so let's do that. That should be good, right, guys? I think so. I'm thinking so. Alright, Mr. P-Boop, go ahead and begin the betting for match number 1. I chose, like, the wrong time to refresh my screen. Is the betting going? Okay, there it is. Alright. Betting is open. So throw down them wolf coins, guys. Let me crack a cold one on this lovely Friday night. Yeah. Alright. As always, let me know if the levels are good. And let us hop into it. Match number 1. Okay, spawning in the bottom, we've got Ella. And his opponent to the right, Yope's Fox Adventures, aka Iris. I was gonna be very disappointed if he did not have a fox in his deck with that Smurf name going on here. Ban Jed Erickson. Oh geez, already. Dude, James just went all in on Iris, man. Oh, that's hilarious. And you get some counter bets on Ella. You can steal all of James's wolf coins here. Okay, what's going on? Nothing crazy yet. Pretty small rush distance, I should say. Iris has access to a second base and this campfire, which is a pretty big deal. But other than that, I kind of like this position for Ella. He's also kind of got this starting off gristmill and campfire situation, but I feel like it might be easier for him to get out on the map this way if the game goes longer. Like this expansion here kind of seems rough in my opinion for Iris to take, but we'll see how it pans out. You know, we might not even get to 3-base situation. Campfire already going down for Mr. Ella here. In the meantime, Iris is just grabbing his tier 1 warrants. I'm curious when Iris is going to take his campfire, and if he's going to get the scout off, or if he's going to go check to see if Ella took one. Like, now he notices Ella's missing a little bit of money here, because he'd only throw down the 1 tier 1. No, he doesn't get the scout on the campfire, but he's going to go ahead and take his anyways. I feel like Iris's timing on his campfire is a little bit safer than what Ella did, but I don't think Ella's going to get punished for it. But then again, Ella did throw down a tier 2 warrant. It's still a really hard timing to hit in. Like, if Iris moved out maybe like right now with the 6 squirrels, he might be able to get something done, but that's still kind of risky with the defender's advantage. So he's just going to hang back. And it's not going to really be a big deal. I mean, this campfire gets out slightly faster for Ella, but both players are essentially on 9 farm economies at the moment. Both players going up to tier 2. Overall, I like Ella's start a bit better, right? Like, he's gonna have the tier 2 a little earlier. He's got his campfire up and running a little bit earlier, so a slight edge for Ella in the early game, but not an enormous edge. You know, I don't want to say negligible. We just have to see how it pans out. I mean, if Ella doesn't hit a timing before the tier 2 comes out for Iris, then it doesn't matter as much, and it doesn't look like he's going to. Well, he's starting to move out now, but 1 falcon's already on the way. Both skunks are out here for Ella, so this does seem like a good opportunity to try to push in, but he decides to hang back for the time being. This falcon's going to help Iris get some high ground vision, but really it's going to be an uphill battle for him, both figuratively and literally, if he can't secure his little portion of this high ground. And with the skunks over here, like, imagine if the skunks are, like, right on top of this ledge and can throw down some nice gas clouds, you know, as Iris is trying to advance forward. But it looks like Iris just wants to hang back for the moment. He's going to throw down a couple turrets that dissuade Ella from moving out. I assume that's going to be followed up with an expansion or perhaps a tier 3. The expansion coming down for Mr. Ella here. Expansion as well for Iris. And we're just going to have to see where the game goes from here. Lots and lots of tier 1 on the side of Ella, and Iris did end up getting a second tier 2 Warren in the form of those skunks, so that's going to help him out quite a bit. But the pigeons could make a pretty big difference. 6 pigeons, I mean, it's kind of a lot. Yeah, he decides to go down to 3, and now he's throwing down that tier 3. Both players actually throwing down their tier 3 Warrens at roughly the same time, so we have a very mirror match up to this point. You know, Iris with a bit less tier 1, with a little extra tier 2 and some defense. But Iris is not going to move out until that fox is ready anyway, so I don't really mind these turrets so much. Now, Ella does know that the fox is on the way for Iris, and kind of in that tier 3 rock, paper, scissors, you know, the fox is pretty nice against the badger, but the owl coming out for Ella. Surprised I didn't comment on that earlier. I actually did not notice that he had 2 tier 3 in his deck selection, and that's pretty nice. Like, the owl's going to do very, very well against the fox. You know, he's kind of the badger owl deck. I actually really like this deck from Ella. You're kind of covering both sides of that tier 3, you know, trinity here, right? Like, the badger's a little bit weak against the fox, but the owl's normally pretty good against the fox. But Iris does have falcons, which are a nice addition to any fox deck, in my opinion, to kind of combat that owl, because otherwise the fox is just going to kind of fall off in the late game against the owl. But, you know, getting a ton of falcons up, in my opinion, is pretty similar to basically the power level of tier 3s, right? Like, once you have an enormous flock of falcons, that's not the right word. We figured it out one time on stream. Like, I think flock kind of denotes, like, prey birds, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if there even is a word. Somebody Googled it one time, but, like, a predator bird, you know, because typically predator birds don't travel in packs. Like, any predatorial animal, you know, needs a lot of room to hunt and stuff, so typically they're not all together. Fox is out here, badger is out here. Is this going to prompt either player to move out? So far, we've just had a macro game on our hands. Both players with pretty, basically, full saturation. I love this turret creep up onto the high ground. This is going to make securing this third base for Iris a lot easier. And it doesn't look like Iris is in any rush to move out. He has scouted the tier 3 of his opponent. He knows that both Owl and Badger are on the way here. And Ella's just chilling for the time being as well. Now here comes a Fox Poke. And in a beautiful position as well. Just can very easily fall back. There's no way, Ella, you gotta be careful, bro. That Badger was soaking some hits, which is good, but it scared me for a minute there. Like, that was actually really smart from Ella. I was just worried he wasn't going to pull it back in time, because that Badger was just taking some hits rather than tier 1 dying, which is very efficient, right? The mice are here, but with this amount of turrets, with units in the right position, they're not going to get a whole lot done. This is what I was talking about, man. Iris is just building up a ton of falcons to try to help combat against this owl. And we got some skirmishes going on. The owl actually goes down to those falcons. Very nice little victory there for Iris. No skins. I know. I forget why I don't have any skins. I think I was doing some kind of custom event and I never reloaded them. I will definitely fix the next skins. No skins for next time. I think I still have my Hopper TnTTV skin though. But we can take a look at some vanilla Tooth and Tail. I mean, 90% of my streams have a ton of skins everywhere, right? It's kind of refreshing to have the OG art design here from time to time. Really good harassment here from Iris thus far. Those Falcons granting the high ground vision and just allowing this Fox to slowly poke away at the army of Ella. The third base has been established here for Iris, but he hasn't actually put in any farms on it just quite yet. And so far, this is going very well for Iris. Like, it's kind of on Ella to get something done, and he's trying to find a more favorable angle here, away from those turrets, where he can try to come in and make something happen. Very nice control on Iris, not letting any of those toads pop to the free mice of his opponent, but the owl goes down yet again, and Ella just decides that is too much damage, losing 2 tier 3s like that. Taps out. Iris takes the game. Okay. Alright, waiting on old Mr. P-Boop here to end that bet and get the next bet going. It's good to see everybody, man. I appreciate everybody hanging out with me. If anybody wants to, throw in a last-minute replay, we can maybe get to it. Okay. All right. Let us get the betting going for match number 2 here. Yeah. All right, bet is up. Jet versus Eel. Throw down your bet. Yeah, James. Yeah, the betting, I don't really have like control over how the betting works. I think it's just because like not a lot of people betted on Ella, so you didn't get a whole bunch of money. All right, guys, let's hop into it. Match number 2. Let's go. Okay, spawning on the left, we've got Illuminatus. And his opponent to the right, Jet Erickson. Really cool map here. I always loved like the rain and snow maps and stuff. A lot of water on this map. Pretty interesting spawn here for Eel. He's got a nice tucked in one entrance. He's actually got a fantastic spawn in my opinion. Like he's got a lot of water around his base. Is going to make it difficult for Jet to attack into. And he's got a nice like 3 bases just kind of right here ready to go. And meanwhile Jet does have access to a very nice second base, and he's got a nice little pocket campfire over on the side, but taking a third is going to be a bit more difficult. This base isn't as bad for Jet as it looks like, perhaps, but hang on. We've got Jet going for a 5-farm double here, and he's going pigeon squirrel with it. That's very interesting. Normally, you'd expect players go lizards or squirrels for this, but Jet's definitely better player than I am, so I'm ready to take out my notepad here and see what Jet is thinking. Now, I believe Eel did get that scout off, yeah. Let's see. No, Jet's going to commit to it. Oh, he's going to use the pigeons to grant high ground vision and try to come over here to this this angle and harass the base from the low ground. Really cool. Really, I'm really impressed by how quickly Jet kind of put this together. You know, like he read this map very, very fast and adjusted his strategy accordingly, which is a really, really big part of Tooth and Tail. That I think makes it very unique compared to other RTS games where you have set maps, you know what I mean? Like the RNG on the map, it creates very unique situations like this where if you're Illuminatus, I mean, this is an enormous headache, but you can't help but give Jet a little, nod for being clever and putting this kind of attack together so quickly. This is kind of bad news bears for Mr. Illuminatus here. I mean, so much damage has already been done. Keep in mind, Jet isn't, macroing. Jet has, he had later farms, but it doesn't matter. Illuminatus decides that's too much damage and taps out. Dude, that was really cool. That was pretty impressive. Definitely a bit cheesy, but I think that was exactly the kind of thing that Tooth and Tail is designed for. You know what I mean? Like, Jet identified a way to capitalize on the map very, very quickly, and he went for it, and it worked out for him, so really cool. Oh, Eurus losing some points on that one. Hard to attack into, Kappa says Jet. Dude, it was hard to attack into, man, but your 200 IQ memery there turned it around very fast, so awesome. How does Eurus have no wolf coins? Dude, what happened to all your wolf coins, Mr. Eurus? Did you lose them all? Did you bet, hang on, I'm trying to see. Oh, you must have bet a bunch. Yeah, you bet, like, the whole, kit and caboodle on Mr. Illuminatus. Oh my god. I'm almost tempted to give you, some pity coins. It's up to P-Boop. If P-Boop is feeling generous, I don't mind if P-Boop gives you a couple pity coins so you can keep betting if you would like. Match number 3. We're going to get into a 2v2. Does that not work anymore? That should work. I thought I was still subscribed. Maybe I canceled it. Anyways, let's hop into this 2v2, you guys. Yeah, the Fox spam is ripped, unfortunately. Yeah, I think the subscription expired. That must have been what it is. On the left, we've got the blue and yellow team. And on the right, we've got Premium Bow and Z. Ooh, and our blue and yellow, I believe, is Iris and James. I don't know if... normally bets on 2v2 are kind of weird. At the mercy of P-Boop. What mercy? Exactly. Speaking of no mercy for P-Boop, he's got a 4-farm double. Okay, so yeah, the bet is going on right now, guys. You can type GR or YB if you want to bet on this 2v2. GR for the green-red team and YB for the yellow-blue team. Hey, Miss Clicker. How's it going, my man? Dude, sorry our streams overlapped there a little bit, my dude. I saw you were playing Red Dead Redemption. But good to see you, man. How old is this? It's a little bit old. I think it's like a week or two old. So it looked like Premium Bow changed his mind on the rush. Yeah, I was a little bit distracted from the chat, you guys. I'm not gonna lie. Nothing super crazy yet. I mean, we've got some early Warrens, but that's kind of typical in 2v2s. This map is kind of weird. I guess I like it a little better for blue and yellow. Excuse me. If green and red can get out on the map, they have the opportunity to grab a lot of gristmills there, but trying to like get settled and established in this general area, I feel like is going to be rough compared to yellow and blue having pretty easy second bases comparatively available to them. You can bet your 5 coins, you know what I mean? Start building back up. Dude, you missed it, Miss Clicker. Iris went all in against Jet Erickson and was terribly wrong, and now he has no wolf coins. It's a sad day for Mr. Iris. Commoner Arsonist Z is taking that expo. And a little sneaky campfire coming out from, I believe, James is El Petit Verde. Alright. A little bit of a clash coming up here. These toad engagements are really what's going to cause the engagement to go one way or the other, but the toads kind of clash into one another. That gristmill did a good job tanking some damage there and gets sold off by Iris immediately after the fight, kind of taking the hits and getting away with what he can. But green and red are not done yet. They're moving in with some additional tier 1. Could yellow and blue hang on? I mean, James has invested in a couple campfires here, so he doesn't have quite as many units, it feels like. And green and red are getting a little bit of momentum in this engagement, starting to come through and get some damage done. Even a proxy warren being placed here by Z right on the front line to reinforce as quickly as possible. But yellow and blue are going to push him back for now, and this proxy warren might actually get taken out. That would be pretty big for the yellow and blue team. More toads connect. Oh, that toad for Premium Bow was very good there. Now green and red are a little bit committed with this warren placement. They do not want to lose that if possible, and they are defending very hard, and they managed to keep it alive. I'm surprised. I thought for sure it was going to go down. But keep in mind that that blue here, I believe James, has 2 campfires. Now Premium Bow's aware of this, and he gets his lizards over there to knock one of them out. But yellow and blue are going to use this opportunity while Premium Bow is out of position to engage in. However, Z was holding his own very nicely. Premium Bow coming in from the side with the flank on the lizards, and now the pressure is moving onto the warrens here for our yellow and blue team. And this game is an absolute bloodbath. That warren did go down. Another one is being built, however. And Commoner Z is trying to take those gristmills, but doing a good job soaking some damage, but not quite good enough as there weren't any real units there to benefit from that damage soak. Oh, man. Dude, these toads are insane. I feel like this could still go either way. Like, neither team has dealt crippling damage to one another. I mean, we're at the 430 mark, so economies are going to start tanking. And keep in mind, James still does have that campfire up. Commoner Z's making some moves, gets another Warren, and backs out for the time being. Gonna let his units heal up and re-rally. And Commoner Z's actually the only one here with an established base, so the economy for the red and green team should start skyrocketing here shortly. And no mercy as green and red move in again onto the Warrens of our yellow and blue team. And this might be too much damage. It looks like it's starting to snowball in the favor of green and red. Dude, this game is... I wish we had a body count, you know what I'm saying? Like, I wonder what the most intense, like, 200 deaths in 6 minutes or something. Oh, wow, I'm surprised. Yellow and blue pushed him back. Toe going off on that gristmill. Gotta be careful about that. I believe this gristmill should fall, but now the units are actually in position where they're benefiting from that gristmill tank. Iris is trying to break free and get his units over to the side, but he didn't manage to get enough. He's only got a few squirrels over here, and 2 of them are very injured. These guys on their little commando mission are gonna... they're gonna get eaten alive by those lizards. Nice try by Iris, but didn't quite get there in time. Meanwhile, Z, with 15 squirrels to his name, is keeping the pressure on. A balloon has almost been established here for James, but Z is going to come in here, target fire that down. James decides that's enough carnage for him, taps out, and I'd imagine Iris is going to be forced out of this game here in a second. Throws down the wolf for style points. And that's going to be it. Premium Bow and Z take the match. That was a... Look at that army value graph. Oh my god, that's insane. Dude, Z carried that game, man. Very nice timing on that gristmill, you know. Really giving his economy that extra oomph that he needed to stay ahead. Dude, look at that graph. It's like a work of art, man. Alright, we got Master Stealth versus the Gentleman coming up next. I'll give Mr. Premium Bow here a second to launch that bet. If you guys are new to the stream, you can type !bets and then one of the options to throw down some throw down your wolf coins, which you generate just from watching the show, and bet on who you think is gonna win. So the bet is now open. You can bet either Masta or bet Gent to throw down for this game. James, dude. James is a high roller, man. He goes all in on Masta again. All right, guys. Let's get to it. Match number 4. Okay, spawning in the bottom, we've got everybody's favorite dev, Master Stealth. And his opponent to the top, the one, the only, the Gentleman. Speaking of the Gentleman, don't forget about the 21 Duels Challenge that is going on at the moment. I believe Mishi... Ooh, hold that thought. Master Stealth, a little bit of mole shenaniganery here in the early game. Let's see if this pans off for him. But yeah, the 21 Duels Challenge is a little event that the Gentleman... Oh, man, he gets it. Very nicely done by Master Stealth here. Gentleman not home in time to sell that farm off. And that's going to give Master Stealth a nice little edge in the early game. But yeah, 21 Duels Challenge is ongoing events that the Gentleman is organizing. And you can see where to find all those VODs in the 21 Duels Challenge Discord. You can message the Gentleman, and I'm sure he'd be happy to invite you to that if you aren't a part of it. I believe Mishi's on the books to be casting the next episode of that on his channel tomorrow at 10 a.m. EST. And I will be doing the last episode after that next Saturday at, I think, around noon or something EST. So Gentleman's going to see if he can return the favor a little bit with a couple lizards here. But one's not going to be enough. He's going to wait for at least 2. But he's going to decide to just go home for the time being. I wonder if he sells off this Lizard Warren just to get his economy going a bit quicker. I like these little mines. Very nice. Meanwhile, Master Stealth followed that rush up with a 5 or 6, I believe a 6 farm double. And he's just kind of playing it safe in this early game. Wanted to make sure that Gentleman couldn't do too much counter damage to him. So Master's going pretty hard on the tier 1. No tier 3 in his composition or defense. And meanwhile, Gentleman does have that Fox. If he can manage to sneak that out, that could be very powerful against what Master Stealth has. Master Stealth doesn't really have anything in his deck that is good against the Fox. So if Gentleman could get a Fox out, that would be very nice for him. But Master's coming in with Toad Squirrel, little battalion here. I don't think he knows about these mines. And that's very unfortunate for Gentleman. He's just standing on the edge. He's going to get this Warren for free. Nice play here by Massa. He gets hit by a mine, though. Let's see if that dissuades him to go home. It looks like it will. But 1-for-1 trade with that mine, so it could have been a lot worse. But these toads just make it real hard when you open up with lizards like that. And Massa Stealth thinks he's got it, man. He's building these moles. He wants to come in and end this game right here, right now. Picks off another pig. Very nice play here so far from Massa Stealth in this match. And here come the moles. These toads are going to not get the detonations on the lizards. However, there aren't that many lizards regardless. And it looks like Gentleman should be able to clean this up. However, he did take pretty significant losses there. Now, keep in mind, Massa Stealth did make like 2 or 3 bowls, so that's not cheap either. However, Gentleman losing that farm is really big. Now his economy is going to be behind. He's going to have to wait to rebuild that. And Massa's still trucking, man. He had a little bit of money floated while he was engaging in that attack. But as he comes home and spins that, now he's got a whole bunch of warrants to his name. He's got a campfire on the way. He should be feeling pretty good about the position he's in. Gentleman decided, okay, he's got toads. I'm not even going to bother with lizards at this point. And he's just making a ton of squirrels to try to stay in this match. Now, Massa Stealth's got this nice little cavalcade of tier 1 here that kind of complement each other. You know, I like this a lot. The squirrel, toad, pigeon setup. Gonna come in here and try to deny this gristmill. Should be able to. I don't think Gentleman can contest quite yet. But Gentleman's got very good micro, so let's see if he decides to go for it. Gives it up for the time being. It doesn't seem like a big deal, but when you're already kind of behind, you know, an extra 60 food is definitely rough. Now Massa Stealth has a second base established. He really wants to keep the pressure on. He's got the tempo in this game. And I love the positioning of this units here on the high ground too. It's just going to make it very difficult for Gentleman to really ever leave. And I love this gristmill position over on the west for the Gentleman. You know, kind of trying to take a risk and make a hidden base that Massa Stealth might not ever find to try to get back into this game. But Gentleman's pretty far behind. Oh my god. And Massa's even going to scout this over here. Very nice for him. Just going to build a single mole to harass that. That's really rough for the Gentleman because he can't exactly go over there and deal with that mole. I guess he can with the lizards now that he does have that lizard warren up. Because if he tried to move his units over there to defend, then Massa Stealth would just move into his main. No, lizard! Lizard, attack the mole! Lizard! There you go. But meanwhile, Massa's pushing in. That mine was very nice for Gentleman. Knocked out a squirrel, weakened several others. Massa's just going to grab a farm and pull out for the time being. Ooh, so many tier 1 coming down for the Gentleman. I'm surprised he's able to afford this, to be honest. Like, I think he probably built too many warrens, yeah. I don't think he's going to quite be able to fund all of those warrens, but the ferrets are here as well, which is going to force the Gentleman into a hard engage. He can't exactly just sit around and let those ferrets shell him to death. So he's going to come in with what he's got, and he's doing a lot better than I thought he would. One ferret goes down, the other ferret goes down as well. The Gentleman takes that engagement somehow. What the hell just happened? Gentleman pushing forward. Trying to get some damage done now. Is this an overextension? One warren goes down. Massa Stealth's units are re-rallying here. The pigs are helping out. Man. Yeah, I guess Massa lost that fight probably because how much money he invested into the second base, right? But the second base is still here. Gentleman didn't get any economic damage done. He did win that fight, which kind of got me hyped up for a second, but I don't know if he's going to be able to do it again. You know, this economy for Massa Stealth is booming pretty hard. Did Massa lose his tier 2 warren, or did he like sell it off and then decide to rebuild it? Oh, but Gentleman, he's coming into the sweet underbelly of Massa Stealth here. He's going to knock out this tier 2 warren for free. Let's see if he decides to stay. He does. A pig is going to fall. So a tier 2 warren and a pig before the engagement even happens. Nice micro with these lizards. He avoids the toads, but one of the toads connects, and it's an absolutely devastating connection. You can see it right there on the army value graph. And Massa's going to hold. He took a little bit of damage, but Gentleman doesn't have an economy anymore. And it's really going to come down to numbers at this point. Like, Gentleman's playing very, very well. But Masta also played phenomenally in the early game, got a great lead. He almost gave it up when he went for so much greed on that second base when Gentleman came in for that attack, but he stabilized, he didn't take critical damage. Now his economy's just getting more and more ahead. Gentleman's starving. I wouldn't be surprised to see him tap out here. He's gonna stay in it. He's got 12 lizards. Maybe he's hoping for a base race. Ooh, sneaky, sneaky. Oh man, he's sneaking right by. Gentleman. Oh, but that lizard's gonna give it away. Master Stealth knows that lizards are on the move now. Yeah, and I don't even know if it's correct to come back and defend. Like, he could have taken that gristmill out very quickly. But I guess he wants to be on the safe side. You know, he doesn't know for sure that that's the only gristmill that the Gentleman has. So Gentleman coming in and getting some nice value. But again, man, it's 10 farms to 1. Right? Like, you know, this army graph is really impressive for the Gentleman when you look at the income graph. You know what I mean? All right, Gentleman hoping he can get through there, but Master Stealth's army was in position and deflects him back. Oh my god. Dude, if Gentleman wins this, there's no way he wins this, right? Master's not in position. Gentleman's gonna wait and try to come in and snipe this gristmill. Oh, he should be able to get it, but he's going to lose his entire army for it, and he doesn't have the funds to refinance here. A nice blow, but again, man, Gentleman just doesn't have any money. It's 5 lizards for this versus this. Look at that. That's a lot of stuff. Go, Gentleman. Oh, my God. Oh, Gentleman. Yeah, this isn't enough lizards. The pigs are going to be able to defend it. And Master Stealth takes the game. I'm the best in the world, says Master. No, actually, dude, I'm impressed. Master Stealth did play very, very well there. I was kind of rooting for Gentleman at the end because, you know, underdog type thing. Gent did not win the contest. Did he? No. Gent the underdog. Yeah, okay. I think P-Boop made a mistake there because Master won that game. Uh-oh. I don't think there's a way to reverse when that happens. You click Gent, my man. Dude. Oh, Gent did win? No, Gent did not win. Did he? Dude, I'm confused now. Oh my god. Yeah, no, Master Stealth won that game. Dude, I gotta... There's no way Gent won that. Yeah, I'm like 90% sure. Yeah, Master won. Okay. Okay, yeah. I was confused. You know what confused me? The reason I double checked was because I could have sworn I saw that Bellified one, and Gentleman's always playing Bellified. But yeah, Master won that game. Oh, whoops. Jeez. Don't hurt my little brain, you guys. I might be able to fix this. Hang on. How do we give coins? Yeah, give me a second, guys. I gotta look up the command to give out coins, and I can just, if you bet it on the Gentleman, then you're just gonna get some free coins. But if you bet on Masta, I want to make sure I give you your coins back. Let me look up the command to do that real quick. Bots. Oh my gosh, chat commands. give points? Is that correct? I think that's right. Okay, so I'm gonna give some points. Iris, are you with me, Iris? Can you see how many wolf coins you have? I should have given him 100. Okay, yeah, I think that's how I do it. Give. Okay. Okay, I think that's everybody who bet on Masta. I think we're good. No, I gave people back the coins that they bet. And then I gave Iris a couple coins. Okay. Okay. Alright, so now we should be good. Sorry about that, guys. Let's get the bet ready for match number 5. Big Pimpin' Tosh versus the Gentleman. If anybody wants to shoot me a replay, man, do it, and I'll cast it. Alright, so we've got Pimpin' or Gent. So you either bet Pimpin' or bet Gent. Let's hop into it, guys. Match number 5. Alright, spawning to the left, we've got the Gentleman. And his opponent up top, Big Pimpin' Tosh. Okay, no tier 3 for the Gent. Big Pimpin' Tosh rocking that woof. And let's see if anyone wants to get froggy in the early game or if we're going to go up to 8 farms. Looks like Gent's got access to a decent campfire there. Second base for Tosh, but this is kind of a rough spot with the high ground right outside. Mole shenanigans coming down from Gentleman. Let's see if Tosh will get home in time to sell off this pig. Ooh, it doesn't look like it. Gent's going to get some nice value here. Tosh is going to refund. Oh, no. Tosh losing, what, 21 plus 51? Math is hard. 72. So he lost 72 food there. So nice little early victory for the Gentleman. Tosh is going to follow this up with a 4-farm double, though, in hopes that the Gentleman was going to try to go straight to 8 farms after that. But Gentleman did build a safety warren, so Tosh can still try to make it happen, but the Gentleman's not going to be totally exposed. I think this is still correct, though. Tosh could be in a situation where he's up on a few squirrels, and if he gets the right angle, he might be able to take out this warren. Possibly a pig, or maybe trade 2 for 1 on squirrels or something like that. A little bit of micro back and forth. Tosh waiting for squirrels 3 and 4 to join the fray. Here they are. Let's see it. Oh, okay, he's just going to back out. No harm, no foul. But that's a nice additional little lead there for the Gentleman, as he did get his farms out slightly quicker. So let's see what Tosh is going to do. My natural reaction in this situation is to sell off a warren to get my farms up a little faster. But good thing Tosh decided not to do that, as Gentleman's pushing out with several squirrels here and a mole. Turret goes down for Tosh. He's going to try to brace for impact. He needs to get some good target firing here. So far, so good. Gentleman was a little bit sloppy with his target firing early on, but this side of his base is still a little bit exposed with that turret placement. The reason Tosh put his turret there was he was worried if he put it in more of a position that would defend the entire base, it might not be up in time. So Gentleman's coming in with some nice aggression, gets a warren, but loses 2 moles for it. I'm not so sure if that's hashtag worth, but it's looking good if you're a Gentleman fan so far. Hey, see you later, Iris. Yeah, I know it's super late over there in Europe. Thanks for tuning in, man. I don't know why I gave James his coins back. He's just throwing them. He's going hardcore on everyone. Yeah, it'd be cool if it like weighted based on the bet, but I think it's just like total side. Like if one side, you could bet like 1,000, and if the other side only bet 20, then you'd only win 20, but they would win 1,000. I think that's how it works. I don't know. It's not my bot. He has the farms. He can afford losses, James. This is very true. I still like Jint's position, especially now that he's got the tier 2 out. All right, snakes on the way for Tosh. No additional income yet for either player, and we're getting close to that 4-minute mark, so they need to start thinking about, you know, either expanding or trying to end this game. It looks like Gentleman is opting for the latter, building some additional moles here. He's got his snakes. He's got some pigeons. He wants to push in for the end of the game. If these toads could get some money connections here, maybe Tosh has a chance, but this is looking bad. Especially that these snakes can kind of just sit back and poke without forcing a direct engagement. You know, kind of like ferrets. So the longer this goes on, in theory, the better it gets for Gent. But Gent decides to pull back, and he's got 5 moles at the moment, which is a big investment. And Tosh sold off his tier 2 Warren to muster up as many tier 1 as he could for that big engagement. Let's see what Tosh decides to do now. Ooh, gonna get that wolf. As I said it, I was like, no, that's a terrible idea. I'm glad he didn't, because it would just take way too long. Like, Gentleman's been taking such an aggressive posture here. I think that was a little bit of a mistake by the Gentleman. I think he probably could have won the game there, but he decides to play a bit safer and pull back, sell off the moles, get some more tier 2 up, and maybe force that big engagement here shortly. Now, we've passed the 5-minute mark, and again, there's no gristmills, no campfires for either player besides their mains. Looks like Tosh wants to take a hidden base over here to the side. I love it. Oh, but Gentleman... Okay, I was worried. I thought he was going over to scout, but no, Gentleman was just going to snag that campfire. I got worried that Gentleman was just going to, like, immediately see it, you know? Well, so far, so good. Let's see. This is a very scary army for the Gentleman here. And once he, you know, musters up some money, he's just going to reinforce the front with moles. The skunk's coming out to throw down some preliminary gas to just get that harassment going. Oh, the snake. I was worried for a second, but he pulls it back just in time. The chameleons here might get some work done as well. But again, Gentleman just kind of posturing forward, kind of threatening in advance, threatening an attack, and pulling back. Grabbing his own gristmill. 1 farm on that hidden base for Tosh. And now Gentleman actually scouts this base. It's going to be a free base for him, but he's going to move his entire army out of position. Is Tosh going to go for a base race? Excuse me. No, Gentleman decides to pull back and try to take this. This is very committed here for Tosh. Gentleman's cutting off his retreat. Now these toads might be huge. Toads get a nice connection there. I don't know if it was enough, though. And these chameleons on the front really helping tank. But Gentleman should be able to clean this up. I don't know. He doesn't really have much left, and he doesn't have an economy, like, at all. Losing those farms early on, you know, actually is kind of working out for Tosh at this position, since his farms are still kind of alive. And Gentleman losing all of his tier 2. I cannot believe Tosh came out on top in that fight. I thought those toads just kind of, like, overkilled those snakes, but maybe I was wrong. Maybe they got those snakes in a few tier 1 to boot and made it pretty good for him here. And Tosh is going to push the issue. I think he's got enough, but he's going to move back that 2 HP snake. I don't blame him for heading home, letting those snakes heal up before he tries again. And now we find Gentleman in this similar position as we saw in the game versus Massive Stealth, where he just doesn't have a very good economy going. And he knows about this base over here. He's just going to build some moles in hopes that Tosh will not react in time, and they can get some damage done. Let's see if Tosh is going to move over to defend. It looks like he will. These moles could just be sold off from the gentleman. Oh, I don't know. I kind of like Tosh's army better here, especially with the chameleon. Is the chameleon on the front? Where is that sneaky chameleon? Maybe it's on the way. There he is. But no, gentleman mustering up just a ton of squirrels from his home base here. Coming in, pushing Tosh back. The snakes stay alive, though, and that's the important part of the army for our yellow player. And now this gentleman actually got enough room to take out this base. If he can, that'd absolutely be huge. You know, keep in mind, gentleman does have this campfire going on. Yeah, it looks like this base will fall, but that's going to put gentleman in a very committed position. Now he's going to have to fight this army here from Tosh. Gentleman does not have any tier 2 anymore, but he's got a hell of a lot of tier 1. Chameleons are pretty good against tier 1, though. Gentleman trying to target down these snakes. Tosh is now starving. And Tosh is going to retreat and try his best to keep these snakes alive, but the one snake should be going down. The other snake goes down as well. Only a chameleon left here for Tosh as he retreats back. He's going to have to sell something off. Ooh, man, he's really in the red here. Yeah, and only a single chameleon left. I think the gentleman is going to do it in a very back-and-forth game. I mean, Tosh would just basically have to sell off all he's got left to even establish a gristmill and put a farm on it at this point. With that chameleon falling, this is just gonna be too much. And I think we're gonna see a gentleman victory. Yeah, we definitely are now. Tosh is past the point of no return. He can no longer build a campfire or build a gristmill in time. He's gonna check out what the gentleman's got. He's gonna stay till the last second. Blech. Gentleman takes the game. Okay, guys, I got one more for you. Yeah, we'll do one more tonight, and then I am gonna get some dinner and relax with the waifu. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. I appreciate it as usual. Keep the replays coming, man. I know I don't do it on a schedule anymore, but I do still check my ToothAndTailTV@gmail.com, and when they start piling up, I try to get a show out. So don't be shy, man. I still try to get some content out here and there. Keep the replays coming my way. They'll kind of incentivize me. You know, if I open up my Gmail and there's like 20 replays in there, it's like, damn, I better do a show. You know what I'm saying? So, and again, don't forget about Gentleman's 21 Duels Challenge event that is currently underway. You can check out most of those VODs on Prozik's channel. I believe Mishi is scheduled to do the next episode tomorrow at 10 a.m. EST. I will be doing the finale episode next Saturday. And Monday night, we've got Massapalooza coming up, which is going to be me and AV Ultima casting a whole bunch of Massa Stealth replays and laughing at him, and it's going to be fantastic. That'll either... I'm not sure where that's going to be. Maybe here, maybe on AV's channel. But I'm sure we'll keep y'all posted. All right, betting is up. Let us get it going. And James lost all his wolf coins. All right, match number 6. All right, on the left we've got Call Me Premium Mishi, and on the right we've got Srownel. All right. The boar barbed wire. I love it. Seems so manly. Like boar, barbed wire, chameleon. This is a very manly deck coming out of James here. Meanwhile, Srownel. I like the deck coming out of Srownel as well. Squirrel Toad Lizard gives you a lot of variety in the early game. Ferrets are always a solid unit. And Owl is always a good icing on that cake if the game goes to a late game situation. Expansions, looking a bit better here for Srownel, I'd say. Like, James does have access to this one early base, so not totally boned there. No moles, so I don't expect to see too much early game nonsense here. Both players just going to go up to 8 farms, so we'll have to see how they plan play the game out from here. Manly deck for a manly man. Dude, it's such a manly deck. Alright. So, 2 Tier 1 openings are pretty standard, and then from there you can go into Tier 2 or Tier 3. We also see players go straight to Tier 2. You can do things like go into 4 Tier 1. Or even off the back of like 2 Tier 1, you could try to take an expansion. I mean, there's a lot of options here. Even just taking the 2 Tier 1 doesn't say a lot about the intentions of the players. Yeah, here we go. Gristmill coming down for Srownel. And that's a bit of a proxy Gristmill. And it gets, I guess proxy's a strong word, but, you know, it's a bit of an aggressive Gristmill, I should say. And I like it a lot. Srownel is actually just trying to secure this entire high ground area. You know, imagine if Srownel can come up here and get a couple of turrets thrown down. He'd be in a really good position. But James is aware of this and is not going to just sit around and let this happen. Let's see. Now's the time to engage. He needs to hit before that turret gets up. He does not target down the turret. Instead, he goes for the squirrels, which it looks like it's going to pan out for him. All the squirrels going down. You have to keep in mind Srownel threw that extra 120 bucks into that turret and that gristmill. So James had a little bit of an army edge there in that engagement. And he used it very nicely. It was very manly. It was a very rugged attack from James here. Alright, Toad's moving in, but it should be able to get target fire down. One of them detonates. And this is looking pretty good for James. He's got a lot of momentum. Yeah, I don't know, man. It looks like Strownel's plan is backfiring on him a little bit. James is a very good player, and he knows when he's ahead, and he knows how to capitalize on any kind of tempo advantage he has. He's continuing to push forward. Needs to be careful about the defender's advantage, but he's right on top of the production here of his opponent. He's losing some units. I think Srownel should eventually stabilize, but some nice damage has already been done here for James. This Gristmill did stay alive, which is a thing. I mean, if Srownel can push him back and just get a turret up, like right now, if he can get that turret up, oh, he wants to so bad, but his warrants keeps taking all his money. He needs that turret. He's not going to get it up in time. Now he can finally afford it, but James can push in on that before it finishes building. He's going to move in with the Toads. The Toads are going to detonate, hitting the turret, weakening the Tier 1 of his opponent as well. And James is looking good to take another favorable engagement here. Can Srownel hold on is the question. Okay, now he's finally getting that turret down. It's exactly what he needs. That's not exactly the position that he wants that turret in, but it's a turret. It's certainly better than not having one. But Srownel needs to get over here. What is it, like 13, 15 Tier 1 to James of only 8 or 9 of Srownel. This turret is helping out, but is it going to be enough is the question. Those Toads get some pretty decent connections, and that turret is such an MVP in this fight, but it will go down to that Toad, and James has just enough squirrels left over to take this Gristmill down. Really scrappy match, man. Okay. James is in a pretty good spot. How is Srownel going to recover from this? Now James is saying, you know what, man, that's my Gristmill now. And he can even throw a couple pieces of barbed wire up here and be a real big pain in the ass. I love it. Alright, Srownel taking that high ground Gristmill. What is about 13 to 18 Tier 1. James floating a lot of money here. Maybe he wants to throw down a couple farms. Probably, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see some barbed wire come down to this position. No, just going to throw down some Tier 1 Warrens on the front. He's not looking to take this game into a macro situation at all. He really just wants to finish Srownel off. But we're past the 5-minute mark. Both economies are starting to tank. Srownel is getting a decent setup here with these turrets. If I was him, I'd try to just throw down a couple farms and cross my fingers that I could hold on. I mean, he's not in a good position already. So you kind of need to take a risk in a spot like this. And I think throwing down a couple farms is a good risk to take. You know, if James can't quite break you, you have the capability to try to shoot ahead in the late game. But so far, no farms from either player. James gets through for the scout. Doesn't really see anything. Yeah, there's actually really not anything here for Strownel at the moment. So farm does go down for Strownel. James is deciding to throw down the farms on that back gristmill. He did have to invest a few extra bucks in that secondary gristmill. Just kind of wants to keep this main gristmill mainly for territory. He doesn't want to risk Strownel being able to get in there and knock out a farm or two. That's a lot of turrets here from Strownel. Yeah, I'd love to see him maybe sell one of those off and build some farms. All right, Strownel looking to get aggressive a little bit, just kind of poking and prodding, trying to force James to step forward into the firing range of these turrets to defend his gristmill. But James doesn't bite for the time being. Trying to get a few pieces of barbed wire established is James at the moment. Farm number 2 being thrown down for Strownel. James actually has a couple farms already up, so the opportunity that Strownel had to kind of get in there and throw down some sneaky farms is kind of past. Now he's got to continue to throw down farms just to stay 1-for-1 with James. Yeah, he's going to get a scout off there and realize James is indeed getting them farms going. Ooh, just a few lizards. Going to try to do a runaround move. I like it. Any piece of value he can get is pretty huge. He's going to go home for the time being. Get a couple more farms going. I'd love to see him, yeah, continue with that runaround attack. But James is already moving his toads over to the side. Like he was expecting that kind of thing. But 3 lizards into 6 toads. I'll take that trade if I'm Strownel. Getting a bit stalemated here. And we might actually be stabilizing. I'm kind of surprised, to be honest. I thought this game was gonna be rock'em sock'em and be over here, you know, a minute ago, but we're at the 8-minute mark now. Both players starting to get that economy up and running again. Strownel starting to take a slight edge in that farm count, but nothing too crazy. And the boar is down for James. Nice. Okay, that boar is gonna be basically a deal breaker. Strownel is gonna get the scout off on it. I'd love to see him throw down like another lizard warren and try to do a runaround attack and maybe snipe that boar warren before it's finished. Let me get a boar on 3 farms. Dude. Yeah, here we go. But James is hip to it, man. He's got the toads in position. And he even sold down to just 3 toads, so trades them evenly. Very nice deflection there from James. James getting in, trying to scout what's up. Doesn't get a ton of information. Doesn't get a read on how many farms Strownel has. Strownel's under some pressure now, man. He knows the clock's ticking. He knows this boar is going to be on the way, and the boar is going to be a fantastic answer to what Strownel has. I mean, Strownel is rocking basically Squirrel with a couple auxiliary units here. That barbed wire, getting a little bit of value there. As Strownel is starting to push his opponent back, those toe connections were pretty good on the chameleons. And Strownel kind of trading okay there, but the big story is the boar that's about to spawn. And here it is. Let's see how manly James really is. Coming up through these turrets with the flamethrower, with the chameleons. And this just might simply be too much. Strownel doesn't have anything left. That boar's still at half HP, 50 HP. So insane. Reinforcing units are coming out. The boar might actually fall, but it's done a fantastic job tanking. James doesn't even care. He knocked out the last mining base of Strownel. Strownel's got nothing left. Taps out. James takes the match. Alright, guys. Thanks again for tuning in. I had a blast. It's always fun feasting with you nerds. And yeah, that's basically it. definitely check out Mishi's channel tomorrow morning for the 21 Duels Challenge. And AV Ultima and I will be doing some nonsense on Monday night for Massapalooza. So look forward to that as well. I hope all of you have a wonderful rest of your weekend. And I will catch y'all on Monday. Take care, everybody.